I'm going to demonstrate sophisticated analysis on patients from City Hospital Birmingham. This type of analysis can be applied to any of the ABCD audits, but I'm going to demonstrate it on the Freestyle Libre audit, the ABCD semaglutide audit, and the ABCD dapagliflozin audit. So first of all, there is a way of getting to a page with all the audits on to work from, and if you go to abcd.care, which is the ABCD homepage, and choose Research and Audit and ABCD Audits on N3, and then if you click this link here, it takes you to this page, and down the right here you can see all the ABCD audits. And I'm going to start off by going to the ABCD Freestyle Libre audit, access the online tool on N3, and because I logged in previously it's taken me straight in, and to do data analysis we choose Export Data, and you can see there's the possibility of basic output or sophisticated output. And for this demonstration we're choosing sophisticated output, and you can see it says here that it's under development because this type of output hasn't been yet applied to the Freestyle Libre audit, though it will be shortly, and it may be by the time you view this video you'll be able to undertake it. But for the moment we'll look at it on other audits, and I'm now going to go back to this page and choose Home, which then brings back down the right hand side all the different audits, and we'll choose now the ABCD semaglutide audit and access the online tool, and I'm now going to log in. And you can see the look and feel of this online tool is different from the other one, but nevertheless underlying it, it's all very similar. And for analysis purposes we choose Export Data, and I'm going to choose My Trust here so that I'm analysing my own patients. And you can see up here we again have the possibility of basic output, or for this audit they've called the sophisticated output customized data. So if we choose customized data, we choose a date range for the output, and I'm going to choose from January the 1st 2019 through to today's date, and then I'm going to choose to export the data on a 3-monthly basis. But you can see you can choose various options here, and I'll explain what's going on. If you choose 3-monthly, what happens is that the tool looks at the date on which the particular intervention was started. So it could be the date of starting the Freestyle Libre, the date of starting semaglutide, the date of starting dapagliflozin, and then it looks for the date exactly 3 months later, and then it looks 6 weeks either side of that 3-month point to see if there's a data during that time interval. So for instance, if you're analysing hemoglobin A1C, it takes the hemoglobin A1C at date 0, and then it looks for any hemoglobin A1C any point 6 weeks either side of 3 months, and if there is one, it calls it the 3-month hemoglobin A1C. If there are two, it chooses the one that's closest to the 3-month date point. If you choose 4-monthly, it looks 2 months either side of the 4-month date point. If you choose 6-monthly, it looks for any data that's 3 months either side of the 6th-month point, and hopefully you get the gist of how it all works. And this is so that we can have the data in columns that can be compared with each other, and usually once you've got a good set of data on a number of patients, it'll average out at roughly 3 months or 4 months or 6 months or whatever you've chosen. So we would choose 3 monthly for this demonstration, and then we're going to choose hemoglobin A1C millimoles per mole, but we could of course choose hemoglobin A1C percent, and weight, and then we choose export data, and it'll give us a spreadsheet to work on. I'm not going to do this for this semaglutide audit because it hasn't been going on long enough for us to have enough 3 monthly data. So I'm going to actually go to the dapagliflozin audit to demonstrate analysis. So go to Home, dapagliflozin audit, access the online tool on N3. I'm going to log in. So I'm now logged into the Birmingham data. These are all my patients, and I'm going to choose reports, export data, and now again we can choose between basic output and sophisticated output. I'm choosing sophisticated output. I'm going to choose it on a 3 monthly basis, and I'm going to choose weight and hemoglobin A1C in millimoles per mole. And now I shall submit the data, and the tool creates a CSV file which I can save in some folder somewhere where I can go and find it whenever I want, and I'll call it HbA1c and weight dapagliflozin. And now we'll save that, open the folder, and there the CSV file is ready to be opened in Excel. Now when I open this file, it'll have my patients, and I'll be able to see their names and dates of birth, and obviously I can't show that to you for data protection purposes. So off camera now I'm going to open this file and anonymize it, and then we'll look at it once I've anonymized it. Okay, now we see on screen the file and it's been anonymized. I should say that though I'm allowed to look at my own patients' unanonymized data because they're my patients, when we do national audit, of course, the data is automatically anonymized before it's downloaded. Now, it's good practice to start off by identifying, giving all the rows a patient identifier. So I'm going to insert a column and call this column patient ID, and then number each patient. And then I'm going to select the whole spreadsheet and increase the column slightly so that we can see all the data we need to see. And now to further prepare the spreadsheet for analysis, I'm going to get rid of the second row, and what I'm going to do is label the weight. I know that this section here from Q onwards is weight data, so I'm going to call that weight at 0 months, and I'm going to then move to the hemoglobin A1C data, which is here, and I'm going to call that HbA1c at 0 months. And now I'm going to select the second row from column Q onwards and put it into the top row so that we only have one top row. And now I'm going to delete the empty second row. And to finish off the preparation, I'm going to put this top row in bold, and I'm going to freeze the top row by choosing View, Freeze Pane, Freeze Top Row, and that means we can scroll the data up and down whilst still being able to look at it. And finally, I'm going to save this as an Excel spreadsheet. With the same name. I think it's good practice to keep this spreadsheet so we can go back to it, and so I'm going to make copies of it for the analysis. Make a copy, create a copy, move to the end, and I'm going to call this weight data, and I'm going to make another copy, move to the end, I'm going to call this HbA1c. And now to analyze the weight data, we go to column S where all the 3-month values are, and we're going to sort these largest to smallest. Expand the selection, and now we have all the patients with some 3-month hemoglobin A1c. To analyze this further, I'm now going to open my statistics package, mini tab. I'm going to copy the columns with data into the statistics package. So we now have ready for analysis all the patients in the Birmingham audit that have time 0 and 3-month data, and we're simply going to do a paired t-test. And you can see that the weight fell from nearly 101 kilograms to 98 kilograms. That's a fall of nearly 3 kilograms, and there was a highly statistically significant p-value for that difference. P equals less than 0.001. I'm now going to do the same for hemoglobin A1c. So we'll go across to column AG where the 3-month hemoglobin A1c data is, sort it largest to smallest, expand the selection, and now choose all the patients with time 0 and 3-month data and paste it into the stats package. And now we'll do the paired t-test on that. And you can see here that on these Birmingham patients, the hemoglobin A1c fell from 77 to 72.3. That's a fall of 4.7, and the p-value for that difference is 0.034, i.e. statistically significant. So we can say that from this analysis that on these 34 or 35 Birmingham patients, starting dapagliflozin caused the weight to fall over 3 months by nearly 3 kilograms, and the hemoglobin A1c to fall by nearly 5 millimoles per mole, both statistically significant. Now, for those of you that don't have a statistics package, you may want to do the same analysis in Excel, and I'll demonstrate how to do that. So what we'll do is we'll copy this hemoglobin A1c data into a new spreadsheet, and to do data analysis you click data, and for the t-test you choose what I'm pointing at here, the data analysis button, but I should point out that quite often Excel doesn't have that present until you add it in, so I'll show you how you do add it in. You go to File, Options, Add-ins, and you can see a list of add-ins, and you can choose any of these, and the one that is required is the Analysis Tool Pack, and I've already installed that. So what you simply do now is select the data analysis, scroll down until you find the paired t-test, which is here, and you select the range of the times 0, 1 and put it in that top row. So do that, and then you select the 3-month one, we're going to put that in here. And then we enter 0 for the hypothesized mean difference. And now we simply choose the output range, which is to click there. And then you click in here where I'm pointing and select a few cells, which is where Excel will put the output. And now you simply go OK. And now we have done the analysis of a t-test in Excel. And if we compare side by side with Minitab, you can see that again the hemoglobin A1C fell from 77 to 72.32, exactly here as shown on the top line, and the p-value here 0.0337 and 0.034 in Minitab. And that's how you do sophisticated analysis in the ABCD audit program. Thank you.